Welcome guys, DanTheWolfman here at catchjitsu.com. Today I want to talk about old school jiu-jitsu versus new school jiu-jitsu. And I can talk about this because I'm still training, and I've been training jiu-jitsu since January 1997. Things have changed a lot. Listen to the old guy and take some perspectives in, guys. Doing martial arts since 1986. I have 4 black belts. One of them is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. One of them is in grappling under Gracie and Gene the Bell. So here are what I have to say. When I started Gracie Jiu-jitsu in 1997, having left the university to go across the state to a community college just to find the one blue belt in the state, and back then a blue belt was like a god. Jiu-jitsu was totally different. Jiu-jitsu was about fighting on the beaches of Rio, fighting versus Lucha Libre guys, fighting in Vale Tudo. Vale Tudo, no holds barred fighting, was hand in hand with jiu-jitsu, okay? And there was always a different perspective. If you competed in gi and no gi, great. There wasn't tons of competitions, but there was a focus towards self-defense, Vale Tudo, and then gi sport and no gi sport was probably the order. Self-defense number 1. So, keep that in mind. Things have changed a lot, but I and a lot of people like me and a lot of people that work security or law enforcement or fought MMA, they are a little upset with how things have gone. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been technical advancements. There has. And today's purple belt is probably way better than technically, and if you're just doing grappling, than a purple belt of yesteryear. But I've met brown belts that are pansies that would be scared of a guy raising their fist. But back in my day, if you were a blue belt, it meant you could handle anyone in the bar regardless of size. Okay. To consider, Helio Gracie, always at night, carried a .45 and 2 extra magazines. Let that put in perspective what jiu-jitsu is about. I'm one-upping him by a 7-shot 357 Magnum. Just made some videos about that and carry methods. OldSchoolJiu-Jitsu.org, the guy that sent me these shirts, I love it, by the way. He's got some great articles up on his website. Go check that out. So, about keeping it real. And the self-defense, some of it wasn't that great and very Hapkido-ish. But if you look at my best self-defense compilation, a 20-minute compilation I put together, look at all the random grab defense I have in there. Look at all the standing stuff. Look at my very famous real Steven Seagal Aikido-ish locks video, where not only am I doing the Aikido-like type locks, but bent elbow cranks and 2-on-1 elbow breaks, Wakigatami Jujigatami type stuff. And yeah, it can be useful. I bounced off and on for 23 years. I have been in multiple opponent fights. I have fought NHB. I have fought MMA. So back in my day, I think my first or second day, someone put on boxing gloves and your goal was to take them down. And of course, all we do was the typical hoist Gracie diving in that still works, keeping your head tight to the arm, get the outside leg trip. But that was an important aspect that's been completely and utterly lost. Dealing with taking somebody down. I mean, some guys are still teaching, a couple hip throws, Rygos and stuff, but Ogos and stuff. But you got to be able to take down an aggressive opponent that's going to punch your face. How about strikes on the ground? It kind of was common back then to slap a little bit, punch the body medium, slap the face light. It was common to go hard, to scramble hard. It was an all flow roll. And as I get older, at least the first 1.5, 2 rounds, I want a flow roll. I want to do just flow warm-up rounds. But things have technically advanced. But by God, if you have a blue, purple, brown, black belt, you should definitely feel comfortable defending yourself. Not even just one-on-one. You should be able to have the self-defense part of it too. Like David Mamet's movie, you can see me in Redbelt. That was it was like a cowboy western. It wasn't like an MMA movie. It was a cowboy western with jiu-jitsu and dealing with self-defense. People really didn't understand that film. But it had more of the roots, being that all the Machados were there, had the roots of Machado Gracie Jiu-jitsu. So the modern guys, and even nowadays, like a purple belt can give me run for my money if I don't mind my P's and Q's. Like their sitting guard, butterfly guard stuff's way better. Okay? The leg lock game's advanced tremendously. I'm a guy that's been leg locking since 98, 99, since I traded with all the pancrase and Shido guys I could. I was winning tournaments with leg locks and stuff. I go way back to this kind of stuff is modern now, but it's not even really the jiu-jitsu now. They're great at that, but are guys good at getting them out? Taking a guy down, getting them out? Getting to back mount? Not if the guy messes up, but forcing it? Something I'm not great at, but certainly getting them out and punching face, stapling arms, doing crucifix mounts, crucifix stuff, tying up hands, seatbelts behind the eyes so you could punch face, getting the Hicks and Gracie gift wraps. Certainly that's my game. That's old school. Knee ride, double knee ride, putting the knee on the throat, the knee on the face, the stuff I teach law enforcement. That's old school. So the younger generation is really good at some of this stuff, man. And yeah, it should be fun. Sometimes I just want to roll for fun. And that's great, but you shouldn't lose the martial roots. The jiu-jitsu people always used to laugh at those point karate and taekwondo guys, man. It got so watered down. And they're not wrong to the greatest extent, in America anyway, right? Most karate guys in America aren't Daido Juco guys like myself. That includes headbutts, elbows, throws, ground grappling, and everything. But there has to be a certain amount of blend. Do some scrappling, throw on MMA gloves every now and then, or put in some light smacks to the head and punches to the body. Some guys, out of habit, in half guard, I'm in their guard, a couple minutes, and I'm in their half guard. Maybe they can eventually reclaim, but they put themselves in bad positions trying deep half stuff and whatever, where I'm like, I whizzer you and I'd be elbowing your face, dude. Like, you gotta keep some semblance of reality in mind. I have faced multiple opponents. I have faced weapons. Like, I have bounced bigger guys, multiple guys. Like, knowing some of that self-defense stuff, look at my self-defense compilation, look at my real Steven Seagal Aikido, and look at the stuff that I'm doing. Whether you call it Aikido or Sistema or Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, I don't care. Keep it real. Now, the self-defense was very paint by numbers. I don't like that. But if you look at my video where I'm doing all this live random grab defense, the roots came from somewhere. You have to have the sensitivity and be able to apply that. So when Hicks and Gracie, if you don't want to listen to me, when Hicks and Gracie talks, listen to Hickson. And look at his fights. Every fight, he took down the guy, side mount right away, back mount right away, finished the guy in like 47 seconds. Look at him versus Masafunaki in Coliseum 2000. I think it took 11 minutes to get the takedown in the corner finally. But when he got it, I think it was over within 40 seconds. Maybe less. So in all his fights, he landed in not only did he take down, land on top, he landed in a dominant position. There was only one fight in Vale Tudo, Japan, the second one, I think, where he landed in a guy's half guard and was there in half guard for a little while. So pay attention to that. And that's Hicks and Gracie. And there's a very, very small percentage that can do really well. You got to learn fighting from your back. You got to learn your get-ups. Where are the get-ups at? I see black belts teaching get-up to base the wrong way, where they're just teaching it like a Sistema straight spine yoga thing. And it's good to know to do that as you age. But what about the kicking and J-hooking and making the space? So when the guy throws the overhand right or the stick at your head, you're not there. Look at the old school guys, Bustamante getting up from Tom Erickson, like that kind of stuff. And knowing your up kicks and your get-ups the right way. Get up to base. It's not even taught the right way anymore. So where is the reality? Keep jiu-jitsu real. Hashtag keep jiu-jitsu real. And yeah, I admit to the technical advancements. And that's like where I can't engage as much with guys like purple belt now that I could have used to. I can't always be so aggressive. That's true. But if I'm in your half guard, I'd elbow the crap out of your face. You'd be beat up. If you're like a really good guy, but I just sit there, you're not getting a takedown on me. You wouldn't win the takedown battle. If we did start on the feet, I'm not landing in your guard. You're not in sit down. I would throw you and be inside or half. Maybe mount, but usually side or half. From the throw, from the takedown. That's reality. And in said half guard, you're going to be punched. You're going to be blasted. So can we keep old school jiu-jitsu? Can we keep jiu-jitsu real? Can we do some of the self-defense? The caveat is it should be done in a more alive manner. There should be random grab defense. I don't care if you're doing jiu-jitsu, hapkido, aikido, kempo, whatever you call it. It should be more like what you see in my best self-defense compilation video, where it's just totally improv, not paint by numbers, based on feel, sensitivity, base balance, spinal structure, etc. Let's throw in the gloves. How to take down a guy. He doesn't have to be banging your head off and giving you brain damage. But let's throw a 70-75% of the power with a boxing glove on. Let's do that. If you run a jiu-jitsu school, do that. At least once a week and keep some roots. Where once a week we're looking at taking down, or at the end of the roll, we might do a few rolls without, but we're doing some rolls with slaps to the face and punches to the body and legs and stuff. Okay? Let's keep jiu-jitsu real. Helio's carrying that 45. If you're jumping guys, maybe a metal toolbox happens to be around a couple times. Not saying that's good, but if you look at the history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it was a violent, dangerous, prepared. Listen to Renzo's story. Not always, the Brazilians kind of headed, not always good. Listen like Renzo's story of him and Helson, like, hey, let's go in the house. Those two against like fucking 10 guys. But if they didn't know takedowns and they didn't know the standing arm locks and they didn't know how to stand against one guy, arm lock, and punch him in the face, then turn and deal with the next guy, flip the guy that tried to jack you from behind over. If they didn't know that, they wouldn't have that. It's not just points, and then it's not just EBI no points either. And even the leg lock phase now, guys, it's like, wait a minute, what if taking you down, past your guard, gotten points, gotten the on belly. The points didn't matter. What mattered was it was a safe way of saying, if I get mount or rear mount, you are finished. You're in a very, very bad spot. If, defending rear mount might be one thing when it's like this or like this. But when the guy's elbowing you in the head from behind, or worse, like Jeremy Horn used to do like this, you flatten that Superman pancake the guy out. Whoa, giving your back's a really bad thing. So guys, keep jiu-jitsu real. I know I'm just an old guy, but there has to be something in between. Let's look at the advancements, especially sitting up guard, butterfly guard, deep half, all this stuff. That's great, man. Parambolo, and blah, 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 blah. Fine. Are they better athletes? Yes. We know about nutrition and everyone's on steroids. Everyone's on steroids. Everyone's on steroids in competition. Everyone's on steroids. Did I say everyone's on steroids? Strength doesn't matter. I thought jiu-jitsu with strength doesn't matter. Yeah, please show me all the guys in competition. And not even going back. Everyone's on steroids. Strength matters, size matters. Yes, you need to learn to go from your back. But let's work on our get-ups too. Let's think about when we're putting ourselves in a position. You might, like I would do deep half stuff and Homer Simpson sweeps and stuff too, but I go to hit it, and though I'm not there again, I'm still thinking about overhooks, posture control. Guys, now I'll be in my guard. I'm sitting up with good posture with my hips up, and I'm like, I would go ding, 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 like Fedor and kill you. Like, where's the head control? Where's the posture breaking? Where's the overhooks, underhooks, the tightness? So, even if you're at a place that's a sports school, which they almost all are now, play with breaking posture, overhooks, underhooks, tightness, space, tight space, for our waist space, basics of jiu-jitsu. Think about, well, that's cool. I'm working on this leg lock entry from butterfly, or sitting guard or whatever. But let's think about, hey, a couple rounds, I'm just going to get to mount and control that bigger guy. I'm just going to get to mount and control that bigger guy. I'm going to work on my takedowns. I'm going to think about getting dominant position. I'm going to sometimes go knee on belly, double knee ride. Way more important when you're talking about the kind of stuff that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about running into like Mr. Black Belt on the street. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully a black belt's going to handle himself in a right way where that is not the guys I have to worry about. I have to worry about the 3 to 5, 6, fill-ins. That's what I got to worry about. Or a big scary one that might pull a blade, or a small scary one that's got a blade behind his back, behind his leg, that's going to shake me. That's what you got to worry about. Or the guy that's going off and maybe you have to disarm and take him down with some kind of 2-on-1, and then boom, double knee ride on him and control him and call the police while you're checking him for weapons, while you still got control of your weapon and keeping good distance where you can bail from that position if there's multiple opponents as you're scanning. So guys, anyway, thanks for listening this far to this old fart talk. But sometimes us old guys, we got some knowledge you might just want to pay attention to. Please share, please thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much.